Ok. Alors, bonjour du Seemuseum, du musée du lac de Constance. Moi, je m'appelle Hunziker et je suis le directeur du musée depuis 2 ans. Malheureusement, mon collègue Julian Fitze, qui est responsable pour notre programme de formation en médiation, il est malade. Oui, le musée du lac de Constance, vous voyez ici. Oups. Voilà, vous voyez ici. C'est le musée. C'était fondé il y a presque 30 ans. Et c'était fondé que par des volontaires. Aujourd'hui, ça fait 2,5 personnes qui travaillent pour le musée. Et nous, on aimerait bien vous parler à propos de notre transition numérique. Et pour faire ça, je vais changer en anglais. Je suis désolé là. So, this is the starting point of our digital transformation. It is 38 meters deep in Lake Constance, and it's at the wreckage of the steamboat Jura. In 2019, the museum applied to be part of the project digitorials.ch, an initiative by Migros Pionierfonds and Maze Pictures Suisse. And the idea behind this project was to create the so-called digitorial, so a digital storytelling format. We, that is to say my predecessor, pitched the idea of creating a digitorial about the steamboat Jura. The steamboat sank after collision in 1864 and is nowadays a major and unique industrial heritage site underwater. And objects from the ship form a major part of our collections and of our exhibitions as well. So we pitched this project and we actually got into the project. We were really happy, as you may imagine, because we were by far the smallest of 8 museums to become part in this project. And the participation in this project included several different things. The first thing, it was a general digital strategy consulting, and the second being a creation of a digitorial. So to begin with, the team of the museum, I wasn't yet part of it, could attend some workshops on competencies regarding digitization. And the main message of these workshops was the following: digitization is an organizational and not a technical issue. So they urged us, for example, to work in small, agile, interdisciplinary teams. And that was the point when we, as the Seemuseum, realized that our smallness can actually be turned into strength regarding digitization and change management. So we were taught that different departments should work together, different departments such as education, management, marketing, they should all team up. And that may be a complex issue in a bigger museum involving lots of different people, but in our case, it just involved 2 people, so it was pretty easy to do. So we, as Seemuseum, we don't have a choice but to work in agile and interdisciplinary teams. So the main output of these workshops at first was a general overview, a chart of our various business units and how to prioritize measures within these units, analog measures as well as digital measures. You can see a simplified version of this chart here. Having done this, having outlined our different business units, we could then plan and implement measures separately and step by step without losing the bigger picture of it all. As it turned out, as you may see in the chart here, creating a new website was paramount and the first and important step. This may sound pretty mundane, but as you can see with our old website, it was really necessary and it was a big step for us. So, supported by best practice examples from this workshop, we could refurbish our website completely, and we now have a simple and, as we think, elegant website. And this is important, it can easily be changed by members of our own staff, so we can easily change settings, and it's responsive to any kind of device. This was the key in order to create a good first impression for the museum. Another, and I'd say major part of this project was the creation of a so-called digitorial. The term digitorial was coined by 3 museums in Frankfurt, Schirnstädel and Liebinghaus, and they still hold the rights to this term. So basically what we did was creating a micro website on the steamboat, on the story of the steamboat Jura, which can be used as additional information either before or after a visit to the museum. And yes. Seriously? Oh. Yeah. I'm sharing my screen.
To share, like the option share and reshare again.
Yeah. What about now? Okay, great. Okay, so I'll just keep on. All right, sorry about that. I hope it works now. So as you can see, the major part of it was the creation of this digitorial, and basically our idea was to create a dramatic, rhythmic narrative overall. So, and the creation of this was done during the first lockdown and launched just before the second lockdown. So it was just in time. And for us, it was really like, from this digitorials.ch project, we took away some learning. So we had a general overview of our business units and of our main measures. And secondly, we also learned how to take steps by step. So first the website, then the digitorial. So I really hope that you can see the slides now. Because with these learnings in mind, we applied for a transformation project called Meine Seegeschichte. So in 2021, there was this possibility to apply for these projects. And we applied for that one. The idea was that we'd be bridging the gap between analog bearers of knowledge and digitally apt new audiences. And we wanted to do so in several parts. So firstly, we wanted to conduct a series of oral history interviews, as well as interviews with experts. And we wanted thereby to secure practical knowledge, for example, on cultural techniques such as traditional fishing. Secondly, we widened the audience, the project, by collecting personal objects and stories in a participatory process. And thirdly, we wanted to discuss these stories online as well as offline in various formats and different kinds of events. So our digital approach to this was twofold in a way. So we wanted to create visibility of the collected knowledge on our website, as well as on our social media channels. And we wanted to establish a link between offline and online audiences. So the offline events, as you can see here, were accompanied by social media campaigns. And there we were lucky that the social media campaigns were part of a program of further education that my colleague Julian did at that time. Otherwise, we could have not managed personal-wise. So what we tried was to hook the audience online and link it to link online with offline, and actually bring the people that participated online to our offline events. Some of it worked, some of it didn't, as usually. And we had a major learning out of it. We thought, well, in the future, we try to make fewer social media campaigns, but more intense ones. And that might be helpful to actually bring the people into the museum for offline events. So the entire project, Meine Seegeschichte, culminated in the pop-up exhibition Küsse, Kayaks, Katastrophen, where we showed the interviews we conducted, as well as personal objects we collected. And we prolonged this pop-up exhibition till the end of the year. All objects and interviews will be accessible online by the end of October. Some of it are accessible already. And the interviews we collected can be used for various purposes regarding exhibitions as well as education programs in the museum. So we wanted them to have a sustainable impact in our museum, and we did them in a fashion that we can reuse them for several different things. So currently we are thinking of how to use these learnings for the process of the refurbishing of the permanent exhibition. And well, we can say, or to conclude, we can say that this participation in this digitorial.ch project kicked off a longer in-house process. And from these 2 years, from this process of 2 years, we take with us like the following learnings. So first of all, it always takes more time and more effort than predicted. And you have to consider your resources. And if you apply for a project, think of additional personnel. We actually got that in the transformation process. Stay focused, don't try to do too many things at the same time. We didn't stick to that, as you may have guessed, but we try to do it next time. At the same time, allow yourself to make mistakes. Remember, you're still small, or we are still small, so it's okay if we make mistakes, and learn from them and learn from the mistakes of others. That's useful. Use synergies. We were lucky that that actually happened. And we were also happy that we created sustainable formats. So we basically now have a toolbox of different formats that we can use for different purposes, that we can use all over again. And the most important thing, I guess, is to team up, to connect, collaborate, share your results, and also share your failings. I think that's important to do. So that is what we would like to share with you. I hope you, despite of the technical difficulties, which are obviously still there, I hope you got something from it, and I hope to see you soon in Seemuseum. Please follow the QR code. It brings you directly to our website. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Don't hesitate to drop in or send us an email or just call. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. We are actually in advance on the time, so I can try to translate a question from the audience if there is any. If you have a few minutes left, or do you have a little time? Est-ce qu'il y a des questions? Parce qu'on est un peu en avance sur le planning. Voilà, donc je profite peut-être de vous demander si vous voulez poser une question à Christian pendant qu'il est là. Yes, we have one question. Oui. Yes, absolutely. Do you think you could show the first slides of the website that we were not able to see in the beginning?
So basically, we started, that was our old website, and that's the new website. So it was a pretty big step for us. Is that, like, you wanted to see our own website, right? Or just the slides in general? No,
the slides that they were not able to see, and the website in particular.
Okay. Well, that was the starting point. So deep down, Steamboat Jura, that's the project. And that was probably our main finding from the project. Like, we did this chart. It's a simplified version here. It's more complex, but we basically addressed different issues, and we also prioritized them so that we could see what are we going to do at first. And then it came out, well, the result of it was the new website is absolutely paramount to do, and the rest will follow afterwards. So for us, it proved to be quite a useful tool to kind of have an overall look, not only digital, but also analog, what kind of measures could be implemented and what should be done. And now after 2 years, we can see, well, we have achieved certain things, others we still haven't, and we can still work on them. So this general overview also helped to concentrate on what was important and focus on one thing without losing the bigger picture.
Thank you very much. Est-ce qu'il y a une autre question? Encore? Oui. Were you able to measure the impact of the project, whether it's internally in the organization or with the audience, with the public, or different aspects of the impact of the change? Were you able to measure it, and how?
Well, we measured like the impact on how many people visited the website, like via Google Analytics. We did that. So the Steamboat Jura, when it was launched, had pretty good visitor numbers for our well, let's say small museum. And I think the internal effects were even bigger because it made us think differently about how to change things. And it was like the first time that we as a museum worked on such a big project, let's say, with including various actors from outside. And so we tried to keep that in mind for our second project, Katastrophen, which is mainly done in-house.
Thank you very much. We're gonna leave it here with you for the moment, for the time being, but we'll give your contact to the people that might be interested to take the discussion further. Thank you very much, Christian, for being with us.
Thank you.